and of course good afternoon here and India. So the topic is of my presentation today here, use of parallel processing for analyzing algorithms and building the decision tree for DDMS. DMS means distributed data mining. So we are trying to make one different approach because of the database is very, very important for today's world, and everybody is expecting the better data, or actually the actual data what is actually required. So they are already implementing different algorithms they are using for this application part also, but we are trying to compare the different algorithms as well as, and we find out the better mechanism to use that particular extracting the data with the parallel processing as well as the data mining technique part. So in this introduction part, I try to give some contributions for this paper. So design platform and considering the appropriate application and detailed modeling and evaluation of design strategies and proposed algorithm design with the various algorithms. So once you talk about the design platform, so any system, if you are going to develop any particular system or mechanism or any approach, so what actually the design is a very, very important platform. You have to choose the right design for that. And second, consider the appropriate application. Yes, of course. So whatever we are doing activities for any particular system, so that should be useful for the public, common public, the world, the public should utilize for any particular research or any work. So we have to understand, or we can say that choose the appropriate solution that should be implemented in a better way. Third one is detailed modeling, that is for our research part, and evaluation of design strategies, that is a better, optimal, better solution strategies. And the last one is we are trying to find out some better algorithm for that. So in this part, first I am trying to explain the data mining and parallel processing. So people are already have different definitions for data mining as well as the parallel processing. But so data mining, we know, so nowadays soft computing, cloud computing, different techniques that is all collaborated with the data mining, the basic, what I am trying to say here. Data mining, I am trying to find out the different algorithm to find out the exact data, or we can say the hidden data. So to extract the hidden data from the, because for example, we can take an example of ATM systems. Even yesterday, first time I tried in drawing Malaysian ringgit, the currency, but I am having the debit card of my India, one small bank, but its application with the Visa and Master facilities. So around 5 lakh ATMs, like around the Asian countries, but using one PIN number, one marketing, one account, using one small card. So how the data match is comparing, classifying and collaborating and checking privacy, security. So these things are coming under for the extracting the data and making it a very fast phase. So we can take one example for this data mining. But here the parallel data mining, because what I am using here, parallel data mining, at the same time you are running this particular technique or algorithm in a different system at the same time, and how that efficiency parts worked out here. So that is a very, very important part of this data mining and parallel processing. And second, parallelisms, that as first I told you already, the database partitions. For example, in Oracle or any other technology parts of databases, the partitions are very, very important, so that even the recovery part, or you can say the comparison part or extraction part, the fast speed, or you can say the exact what is the, because time execution is very, very important here. And for that, the partitions, so the multiple processor we can use for that. So this way we are dealing with the concept of parallelism. And the last one of this particular, evaluating the algorithms for the query. For example, even if you have the query SQL, any query, if you are posting on multiple system, the same query, we can run this particular query in a different system with a different configuration, but we can analyze the performance issues with the best algorithm of the particular query, so that we can easily analyze the better option. And the same for that, for answering the particular query for this particular or any algorithm. So we are dealing with the operations on the data cubes, because in this paper I try to find out the query performance of a sample query. You can say the application part here. So operation on the data cubes, consider the lattices for the decision-making trees, and algorithm for the distributed data. It's very, very important. Nowadays even multi-agent systems are very, very popular, because as I told already, and scalable data mining, algorithms of tightly coupled ratios in the decision tree algorithm structure in the databases, and rough sets and genetic algorithm. These are the things we are handling the query for this particular paper. So first we talk about the operation, the data cubes. So we know already the cubes, that is k-dimensional generation activities by the sorting and the group by activities for any query. And the constructing lattices for the decision, we know already the decision tree, tables, decision tables. So you can easily analyze, for example, A, B, C or D, whatever we can suppose different data. So we can, once you are starting executive querying on the data, maybe comparing to the A, B, C, D, E, F, put the n number of options. So we are going to find out the framework, or you can say represent the hierarchy of activity, which query, whether the inner query, outer query, outlier. So we can make one lattices for constructing for the cube operator. These are the two things that is coming under operation of the data cubes. And second, as distributed data mining using the agents, because whatever the system, whatever the results of the various system, the objective is very simple. The common public, we don't have any obstacles, so that the technique that should be very simple. For that, the range of tools and techniques should be optimized, and the expert knowledge is very important. Even the medical field nowadays getting very popular with the help of computing system, especially for the data mining of brain mapping or image processing. Recently, one doctor, so I can quote this example. I think it's much expert knowledge with the help of spinal surgery. So third dimension graphical, they put one camera for the two different bodies inside the body. So that one doctor tried, and we got a very good success in Apollo Hospital, and fixed the camera inside the human body in the three different angles, because we know the brain as well the spinal surgeries are very risky, but he got very good success using this particular expert knowledge system in the computer system. As well as scalable data mining, that is already available here, but we are going to propose here one particular new technique. So sequential pattern based and projection database based algorithm for scalable data or parallel sequential patterns data mining. We are combining all those things together. So to find out the proposal, we are trying to propose the different algorithm with the help of this parallel processing system. And algorithm based on the tightly coupled decision tree structure, as we know already the tightly coupled relationships in the databases. So very analytical problems and solutions are machine learning algorithms and parallel, that is huge servers, database servers, so that it deals with these operations of sorting and grouping. So as I just now I mentioned this example of ATM systems of distributed database servers. The servers are located in the different places, even the accessing the data from those servers which very quickly and without any much time consuming. So these times the decision tree structure can make facility to understand the, what you can say, exactly extracting the data at a similar way. And another thing is we got to see rough sets, that is genetic algorithm query processing, so used for classification as well as summaries in data sets. Of course, even nowadays the today present world digital library systems, you can say the customer relationship management systems. So and media, any media which covers not only the television channels, all those communication medias. So these 2-3 things are majorly going to play a big role in coming years. For this, if you go for this particular classification with the help of rough set, sample sets, rough set means sample sets to classify. For example, if you take an example for combination of different, combined all the universities library in a single platform, or we can say digital library for the particular journal nowadays we are using, like in Australia or India or in Malaysia, any university at the library which can be connected together, and then you can have the classification for that. So that we can use for, we can put an example here like that, and automatically the algorithm can be genetic, so that generic algorithms are used to answering the association, the relationship that should be a meaningful one. For that we are using for the rough sets. So these things are to be considered for this particular parallel processing with the data mining activity. And what we are trying to find out the main results of this particular paper at this particular stage. Still it is not fully completed. This research is going on everywhere, because the researchers, or you could say the data mining lab, Oracle data mining labs, or different corporates, different academic institutes. So they are still working for this particular activity for the data. It's a huge area. But we try to find out for this parallel processing which can help you to get the data mining activity in a better way, or you can say the fast way. So that I try to put one word here, marriage of parallel processing analysis and the query. Because whatever, once you are making one query to the database, and that is able to execute only one particular system, and it is going to be a chain, and that is the route, only one route, that it takes little complex. But if you run this particular query in a different system, in a different segmentation, then of course it is very very quick and it is an optimal one. And optimizing the different options for the corporations, as I told you already, it's a new beginning, because everywhere parallel processing in a different area or data mining is a technique to get the data, right data from the data warehouses or the big warehouses. But we have to find out the parallel processing systems and the different processing systems, and to get the data with the help of the data mining. So this is the stage we are working for this particular work, and so definitely sure in the coming years the whole world depends on the three areas, as I told you: customer relationship with the business corporates, and digital library systems and media. Everywhere the database is a very very what you can say, the speed and recovery. Immediately we need the actual data without any much difficulty, and right data. That's a very so definitely these parallel processing activities helpful for these data mining techniques. Definitely, that's why we put the DDM. It's a new approach, data distributed data mining. So this is we are trying to find out for the new approach. Thank you.
Any questions? You're talking about parallel processing input or output?
Sorry?
The parallel processing is you gathering data or you are extracting information. This is a main issue.
Not extracting the data.
Huh?
Extracting the data.
Extending the data.
Extracting data. Suppose if you
that means I have 10 people accessing at the same time.
Yes.
So you're looking at the kind of offering.
And we tried for the sample queries with the Oracle SQL queries, and putting on the same query with one algorithm, and the different 4-5 systems we tried to connect out, and then we track about the speed for the milliseconds.
Tracking the speeds.
For that, just we started this work.